I have a really important paper due in a few days, and I just cannot figure out what I want to write. I'm just so frustrated.
So, let's start by taking a deep breath, okay? I know that you can complete this assignment. I have struggled with writer's block too. Fortunately, I recently read a book by Jolie Jensen called Write No Matter What, and I learned about the ventilation file. It's a place where you can write down your frustrations, fears, or emotions about writing. You can also write about why you're struggling to write. It is a helpful technique to try.
Interesting, I've never heard of the ventilation file before. How does it work?
Whenever you feel stuck or frustrated with your writing, open up your ventilation file and write down everything that's on your mind. Don't worry about grammar or punctuation, just let it all out. This is a place for you to explore your writing resistance. For example, if you start writing about why you are frustrated, you might discover it is because you are not really sure what the assignment is asking you to do. Or, you might discover that you are really worried about your grade and that you might need to address that anxiety first.
That sounds really helpful. What are some of the things that you write about in your ventilation file?
To be honest, I have struggled a lot with self-doubt and feeling like I am not a good enough writer. When writing in my ventilation file, I end up writing about how I do not think my work will be good enough, and I worry about harsh criticism of what I did. I have to remind myself that it does not need to be perfect. I am still learning and gaining useful knowledge. I try to tell myself that the feedback is intended to help me improve my performance next time. It is okay to grow at your own pace as long as you are trying.
Sounds great. I'm looking forward to giving the ventilation file a try. Do you have any other tips for me?
Sure, I would also encourage you to start somewhere in the middle of the essay. I used to struggle a lot because I always wanted to start with the best opening paragraph that I could make, but I would always struggle with what to write. Now I start with whatever thought I have first and go from there, jotting down my thoughts when they pop into my brain even if they aren't perfect. Remember, you can write a few awkward sounding sentences until you get in a rhythm. You can always go back and edit them.
Thanks for the advice. How did you learn about all these techniques?
You're welcome. I follow Dr. Josh on YouTube. He tries his best to provide tips and tricks about how to succeed in college. I also learned about some helpful tips for studying more effectively that we can talk about next time.